Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Hello and welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Today, we bring you a very, very special edition of Kop To Bottom, the Premier League preview show. Of course, I am joined by, well, it's no other than Freestyle DM, aka Doyle, aka Doylad. How are we, brother?
I'm alright, lad. Back off a win against RB Leipzig yesterday, so very happy today, lad. We finally won something. So
we finally won a game.
Yes.
Get on this.
Good
We've
energy.
won and scored more goals at our home ground in Budapest, in Hungary, than we have at Anfield this season. You know, it is worth saying, though, that last night we did enter the Champions League quarter-finals again. Like you said, 2-0 win over Leipzig. Can we win it, Doyle, before we get into the Premier League stuff?
Short and simple. Maybe if...
No. Not maybe. Can we win the Champions League?
Yeah, we can always win the Champions League, lad. Anything we go into, we can win. That's the way I look at it, always. So, yes, we can win the Champions League.
Well, there you go. Doyle said it himself. Just before we do get into Kop To Bottom this week, please, if you haven't already, subscribe, like the video. Look at this. We've got a new set. We're moving up in the world. It's levels, yeah? Look at this. We're surrounded by little anecdotes that remind us that we are still the champions of England. Probably not for that long anymore.
Probably. Definitely not.
Yeah,
gonna be.
but let's enjoy it whilst we can. So give us a like. It's a new set of Kop To Bottom. Show some love. Right, let's get into the actual Kop To Bottom preview. Then we're going to look at 5 games happening across the weekend. First of all, we're going to be speaking about the last game of this game week, which is in fact Wolves versus Liverpool. To be fair, in the league, we've actually been quite successful at Wolves over the last 2 seasons. It is notoriously a hard place to go to. Last season, I was at Wolves for this game. I think Henderson scored a header. Pretty sure we won that one 1-0, and the year before 2-1 or 2-0. So we've got a good record there. Wolves themselves this season, Doyle, have been a bit up and down like ourselves, but now they look like they're actually getting up a bit. I mean, how do you see this one? It's going to be a tough one.
Every time we go there, it's always a 1-0, 2-1 tight game. Remember last time we played, we had that close call where they scored a goal and it was just offside, and then we scored a goal straight after and it was like off the shoulder and that. Like, this is going to be a tight game. The one thing I'll say is they haven't got Jimenez. He's a big threat at the back to be able to get them headers and stuff. They haven't got him. So they're going to need somebody like that to take over that role. And they've got, who've they got? They've got that Podence. He's a great player.
Neto, he looks very good, I have to say.
But they're quite worrying
and
when
they've got that, is it Fabio Silva, the youngster?
Yes, the one up front. He's alright. He doesn't, like, he's supposed to be a really good prospect, but I don't see him posing much of a threat to Fab or somebody in the back line like that. But I do see Neto and that Pondent, they're great players then. They're 2 little decent players. So going into this game, I haven't got no confidence because we just lost 6 in a row at home. I know we're away. I don't know what to say about this game, lads. I hope we win it.
Yeah.
I hope we win,
Tough
lads.
to put a score prediction on it, just because we have been so up and down. But this is a game where Diogo Jota returns to his old club. And, you know, Jota obviously started in the kind of number 9 position last night. Fabinho still out. Is this the kind of game where Jota goes straight back in and maybe can actually tell Klopp a few secrets about Wolves that he's learnt from his time there?
I mean, yeah, every time a player plays against their old club, it's always one of them big occasions where you put them on the pitch and see what they can do against them. Not only that, when they're playing against them in their career during their time at that club, they're playing against the defenders. They get to know what they're like. They get to know which way they defend, which way they like to, you know, run, whatever else. So I feel like it'll be an advantage for both Wolves and Liverpool to play Jota in different ways. Does that make sense?
Perfect
so
sense,
definitely he's coming on. I can see us doing, he'll score a goal or something, maybe. Just don't know if we'll win it. It depends who gets that first goal with us. Yeah. If Jota gets that first goal, then sound. But if they score first, then it's already game over. That's what it feels like at the moment.
Well, this is it. I was saying, you know, in the games recently, if we don't score in the first kind of 15 minutes, you can already see how the game is just going to end, really. You know, when was the last time Liverpool scored in the Premier League early on, just to really set the tempo of the game like we used to?
For me, it's not even about the early goals. Definitely is, like, there's a part of it where we're not scoring early goals. It's just the fact that we don't have the resilience to come back once someone scores against us. We literally just, it seems like as soon as we go 1-0 down, that's the game. It's finished. We are not going to come back and they're not going to want to score another goal. It's just going to be it. So, again, you're right. We need to get a first goal. We'll just see what happens, lads.
Yeah, I mean, if I was to maybe pinch one of Wolves' players, I mean, I know we have had Jota. We've given them Kijana Hoover as well.
Yeah.
But Pedro Neto,
He's great.
I have to say, I mean, obviously they've got Adama Traore as well, who's going to be causing us issues with the old baby oil Vaseline arms. But Pedro Neto, to me, looks like a serious prospect. I can't see him, with all respect to Wolves, I can't see him there next season. And Liverpool would be silly not to enter that market, especially... We need some backup on those sides.
I agree, but I don't know if we need a Pedro Neto. We need a finisher. That's what we need right now. We've got Salah, who's basically a winger that can just finish like a striker, but we need a striker that's going to be clinical, mate. You've seen that game against RB Leipzig yesterday. How many chances did we have?
A lot.
So we need a striker, lad. I think Neto is a great prospect for a lot of different teams, and it's not disrespecting Wolves because they're the ones that picked him up and they developed him and they give him his chance to do well. But I don't think he'd be a Liverpool player. He's got high energy. Maybe if one of the top boys starts dropping off. Maybe.
Well, keep an eye on him, Pedro Neto. Let's go for a score prediction, knowing that still Henderson, Van Dijk and Gomez and Firmino will be out for this one. It looks like it's going to be a similar team to the team that went out last night against Leipzig. If we are going to put a score prediction on this, I mean, listen, it's annoying that we have to wait until Monday night. Yeah. I'd prefer our games to be, if I could choose, 3 o'clock Saturday. For me, it's always the one. However, I am going to go for a 3-1 Liverpool away win. I mean, I have been very hopeful after we've won games this season and hopeful that we can build on it. It's never been the case. And hopefully, this isn't one of those examples, but I'm going 3-1 Liverpool. And hopefully, again, a lot of hopefullys. I can't really put anything down for sure. It's all hopefuls at the minute. But hopefully, this does kind of send us back up the league, because we are in 8th position right now, Doyle.
To be honest, I've given up on the league. The league is over. We might not get top 4. I don't want to get Europa League. I'm happy for us to just literally buckle down on this Champions League now and just do nothing else, really. Okay. Because the way the league's going right now...
Still need some kind of score prediction, though.
Oh, yeah, I'll say 2-1. 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool.
And I'll say it like this. We'll score the first goal, we'll score the second goal, they'll score and put loads of pressure on us, and it depends.
Yeah. Can we hold on basically in those last 10 minutes? Well, there you go. 2 Liverpool wins predicted from myself and Doyle. Let's go on to the other games. 12:30 kickoff on Saturday afternoon. It's Leeds versus Chelsea at Ellen Road. This, for me, is going to be a good one. I'm actually looking forward to watching this game. I think there is going to be goals. Leeds, as we all know, love to score, but they love to concede as well. And Chelsea are a bit tighter, but away from home, I mean, Leeds is a tough place to go to when there is fans, but is the lack of fans maybe going to work in Chelsea's favour here?
100%. It's going to work in all them type. The little teams like, Sheffield United, they've missed their fans this season massively. Leeds have missed their fans as well. I don't see Leeds really doing much against this Chelsea side with Tuchel, just because he's kept 5 clean sheets already. Yeah, it's the first manager to ever do that on his first 5 games, and he's done it against, who's he played? Liverpool. Not like we're much to play against at the moment. Liverpool, Tottenham. Atletico, Tottenham.
Yeah, I mean, to win
what I'm saying, lads?
All those games in your first kind of few months is decent.
Love Leeds, but they just don't have that firepower.
I mean, I want Leeds to win.
Damn right, lad.
I'm going to put some dough down on Leeds to win.
Leeds, but they're not going to win. You know what I mean? They're just not, lads. So, Chelsea have just got a better players, lads. They just do. Like, the managers are on the same level, like Bielsa and Tuchel probably on the same. Bielsa's probably better, lads. If you give Bielsa a team like Chelsea...
Well, this is the thing. Let's look at Bielsa, because he is a manager that is so well thought of amongst the kind of managers' union. If he was to leave Leeds and maybe join a bigger club, with all respect to Leeds, do you think maybe then we could see the best of him, or is he working with the best of his ability, with the best the best players that he's got to his disposal?
I mean, you can't really tell until you give him that chance in a big team, can you? Really? I think this Leeds side that he's got now, he's made it his own. He's put his own philosophy in there. It's been a few years that he's been there. Like, this is his team. Yeah, this is not a team that he's fitting into. This is his. So I think at the moment, he's at the right place and he's doing the right thing. Look at the way Leeds are playing football. They have not been in the Premier League for how many years, and they've just come back. He is in his place, bro. Just the way Nuno Santos is in Wolves and he's in his place. Just the way Eddie Howe was in Bournemouth for years, he was in his place. That's some players and managers, they just fit their place. Sean Dyche, Burnley. It's just where it's not that they're not good. It's that they fit that place so well.
Roy Hodgson, what would you go Palace.
Yeah. Where else would you go, lads? What's the point?
Perfect. It's just your house, isn't it? Stay there.
Sam Allardyce on a relegation side. works, lad. You know what I mean?
Everton, yeah, exactly. Right, I'm going to go, surprisingly after all that, I'm going to go with a 3-2 Leeds win. This might seem crazy. However, my reasons for this, with the Saturday kickoffs, the early ones, bro, you can always bet that there's going to be a lot of goals. So I'm going with the Leeds narrow win. It's more what I want to happen, not what I actually think will happen. But what's your score prediction, bro?
3-1 Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea, 3-2 to Leeds for me. Let's get on to the next one. Saturday, 5:30 kickoff, Everton at home to Burnley. Both teams have beaten us at Anfield recently, so we haven't really got any bragging rights over these two at the minute. But is this just going to be a straightforward Everton win? But on the other hand, we've seen teams come to Goodison Park and really frustrate Everton.
No, you can't say that. Everton's just going to, when you can never say with Everton that they're just going to win a game. They're that type of team.
Especially against a team like Burnley, who...
They'll come to frustrate, obviously, we know that.
That's what their job is.
Low
they
block.
just frustrate people, elbow people, kick people and head the ball in the back of the net. That's what they do. So if they get a set piece, if they get a free kick, if they get a ball over the top, you don't know. They could score a goal. I'd say this one's going to be a lot more tighter than it looks. So I'd say a 1-1 type of score.
I'm going to go with 1-1 as
2-2.
well. I was thinking, yeah, draw. It depends what kind of Everton turn up, because if they do score early on, the likes of Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, these are, well, maybe not Richarlison, but Calvert-Lewin's definitely a physical type that's going to give them some problems.
I'd say Richarlison's quite physical. He's been scoring goals recently.
He is,
scored a few times,
but he just goes down way too easily, so I can't even give him that. Yeah, I'm going to go with a draw. 1-1, you're saying 2-2 at Goodison.
Yeah, I'll say 2-2, yeah.
There you go. Let's move on to the next game then, which I have for us here. It's Arsenal versus Tottenham, bro. This is a Sunday 4:30 kickoff, the North London derby. This one I'm looking forward to, I can't lie. I think it's a good time for this game to happen for both teams. I think Arsenal need a big morale boost. They have been playing well recently and they're going further and further in the Europa League. But Tottenham as well, they need a statement win. I think they've been kind of faltering a little bit under that kind of initial Mourinho bounce, and now this season it's kind of up and down. However, they do look like they're on the upwards curve right now, with Bale scoring, Kane on fire as well, 2 goals and 2 assists for Kane in the last game. So this could be a game where Arsenal kind of fall away, but Tottenham are away. So it's going to be at the Emirates. You'd fancy Arsenal. What's your score prediction, mate?
I feel like what you just said, they've met at a really good time. They're a lot more closer in quality than they have been in a few years. This is like a good match now, so I'm looking forward to this one in the sense that I feel like they just both want to go at each other. You've got to understand as well, though, that there's a mentality with Tottenham and Arsenal, and that mentality is Tottenham see Arsenal as this big club, and they do flap it to them sometimes. You just do. So now that they're away at Arsenal, it could be a massive thing for them. You don't know. I'll say it's going to be a good game, and again, I'm going to do the same scoreline. A 2-2 or a 3-2, this is going to be a good game. This will be the best game of the weekend, I think.
There you go. Doyle claiming that the North London derby is going to be the most exciting game of the weekend. I think this is actually the first time Gareth Bale will have played against Arsenal.
That'll be boss to see as well, lad.
Since maybe 2013 or something like that.
That'll be nice to see, lad. It genuinely will be a good little thing to watch him play against Arsenal, because he'll have a little fight in him. He's playing well as well, so I'm looking forward to this match. I can't actually wait for this. It'll be a good one.
Score?
2-2 or a 3... I'm going to say 3-2 Arsenal. You know,
3-2
I've just
Arsenal.
got a little weird feeling that they're just going to do it, lads.
Go on then. Yeah, I'm going to go with 3-2 Tottenham.
Here we go. It's that type of game, lad.
It's that type of game. It really could swing any way. I think personally, Arsenal... it's a tough one to say. I'm only saying 3-2 to kind of have a bit of balance on the show, but Arsenal at home are a bit of a different animal. I mean, yes, they've lost games at home this season, as have we, but I do think they have turned a corner under Arteta, I'm not going to lie. But having said all that, I'm still going with a Tottenham away win, just because I think it's going to be so close and there's going to be a decision that's going to call the game. You know how these go.
Quality, like
or a VAR
like
decision,
or
something like that.
One of them two.
Harry Kane and Aubameyang both to score, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. Let's move on to the next one. Man United versus West Ham. This is on Sunday as well. Again, West Ham are on form. It's kind of like, well, when are West Ham going to lose? When are they going to drop out of that top 4 and 5? They go to United. I actually think United aren't playing well right now.
No,
I'm
they're
not going to lie to you.
Being complacent, lads. They're doing that thing where they've been playing well throughout the season and they just expect to score. We see lots of big teams do this. When they start going on a run, they just think, yep, we'll get a goal later in the game. Yep, we'll do this. And they haven't. And because of that complacency, it's costing them results. Having said that, they have had a few, so they might go into this game now a bit more energised.
Well, listen, they have just beat Man City away in the Manchester derby, and they were decent on the day. But I mean, we've seen this last season at United when the smaller teams would come to Old Trafford and totally frustrate them. I think Sheffield United won there recently. Crystal Palace won there last season. West Ham might have got a draw or something there last season. I feel this one's got a draw written all over it, to be honest. I think United will start early. I think Bruno is obviously always a threat. Their attackers are starting to get a bit more confidence. But West Ham, I think Antonio, no matter who he really plays against in midfield, he's their #1 striker now, and I do feel that he's got the physical presence to really upset them.
Is Lingard allowed to play this game?
That's a good point. He's on loan, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's
scoring
goals.
Lingard's 4 goals in 6 games for Lingard for West Ham. I'm not sure. We'll have to check that. I think Man United would have been silly to allow that to happen. In January, he goes there, and you're thinking, right, well, we play you in March, so let's put a clause in the contract. Who knows? But yeah, I'm going to go for 2-2 on this one, Doyle.
I'm going to go for a 1-1. Same.
Another
I think
draw?
It's going to be a draw.
Well, there you go. That is your 5 games rounded up there for Kop To Bottom. We're going for a Liverpool win, of course. Hopefully we can get that Premier League win that we've been craving for so long. But it's clear to say to us and to most of Liverpool fans that now, after last night, the Champions League is definitely the priority.
Yep.
But obviously we want as many wins in the Premier League as possible to get us up that table, or not, depending on how you look at the situation. But let us know what you think of the new set. We are going to be changing the set as we progress throughout the end of the season, so there will be a couple of changes, but a good start nonetheless. Let us know in the comments what you think of the set. Please go and subscribe to Freestyle DM on YouTube. Go and follow him up. And of course, if you haven't already, like the video and subscribe. And that has been Kop To Bottom. We'll see you next time. Doyle.
Goodbye.
Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.